pitch black at the back end of nowhere. It must be walk me home time. So, walking home, I handed out everything I brought, which was over 10 items. I think I have like 2 Spanish left. But, and I haven't told my friend this, but she sent me some Spanish Bible verse bracelets, the rubber ones, and different colors. And I've been putting those in the Spanish candy, and the recipients love them. So that's really cool. And I noticed they're actually wearing the bracelets when I see them again. So that is fun. And I'm wearing one right now, the green one. But on my way home, it's not always weighty matters with me. I was looking at the Walmart app I have, and the regular employee app, the regular customer app, which got downloaded in my phone for some reason. And I use it when I buy groceries and stuff. And it is so dark out here. So because there's a couple things I have been wanting to do, like not really bucket list, but just things that are important for me. And one of them was get some pupusas and some street tacos, which I have been doing every month or so, one or the other. And one is buy a jar of honey from the farm stand that I pass pretty frequently. He's not always there though. I haven't been able to do that yet, but that is on my list. And the last item is to buy myself another barbecue smoker, because I used to have a barbecue smoker. It looked like it was a metal cylinder, and it had a couple of bowl baskets for coals, and then it had to get like the grill on top. And I would just smoke different meats and stuff. And even Ron, at his most critical, had only good things to say about that. So he would actually eat. I would put it in the freezer. I would cook a lot, and we would eat some, and I would put the rest in the freezer, and he would eat it all up in 2 days. And I should have done it more, because he could definitely use the protein. But I thought, I want to do that again. So that would be real nice to do on my meal prep, is just have some smoked meat. Even a smoked chicken leg quarter sounds really good. So I was looking, and they had a grill that is very reasonably priced. They had the thing I want for like $50, and the delivery is free. At least it is for me. So I'm probably gonna pull the trigger on that once I finish doing my budget. With Walmart, you can find out how much money you're making a couple days before payday through the employee app. So I know what I'm making, which is a decent amount, and I just need to get that all set up. So, and then I also have a small concern that if I buy this thing and it comes in a box that says barbecue grill and it's sitting on my porch all day, it's gonna walk off, because I was told my t-shirts got delivered a week or 2 ago, and I never saw them, so I don't know. But everything biblical, for lack of a better word, comes. The booklets, the tracts, the Bibles, all that comes. But so maybe, I don't know. I think it got stolen at the processing center, so, which is sad. I mean, who steals a Christian t-shirt? Are you gonna wear it? What kind of witness is that? So I'd like to do that, and then it would be a fun option for me. And I actually found that we sell a charcoal that has the hickory in it, and I am a big hickory fan. When I barbecue, I like to use the hickory. I like to use the hickory barbecue sauce. I like to use the hickory wood chips. So yeah, that is very cool. And I've used the charcoal that has the wood chip in it, and I like it. So what I'll probably do is get some extra hickory, because I like my meat really smoky. So I mean, that's why you're barbecuing. So You want the taste. So that'll be good. And because if I'm gonna have a decent freezer this summer, I want it to be mostly cooked food, because I was worried about hurricane season. And with Beryl a couple years ago, we lost power in this neighborhood for a week, and over a week. And it was, I thought I'd gotten everything out of the freezer, but I had like a ice bag or something, one of those reusable ice bags, and under it was some sausage, and it got real bad. So I need to change arms for the buggy. The right arm's getting a little loud. Okay. So it's not the Metro injury, it is the trip and fall injury after I was beefing with the Nation of Islam. So I think I got a little arrogant after that, and that's what opened the door for the accident. So anyway, so just like get all the food cooked before putting it in the freezer. That to me is a good goal. A while back, I was sick, I believe, when I had planned to cook some chicken leg quarters, and I couldn't cook them, and they were going to go bad the next day, so I seasoned them and I froze them. But I need to get those out of there. So it's been my experience, the big vehicles are not paying attention. I have a pickup here, so he's gonna protect me, but yeah, that's way more truck than he needs. Most of those guys are never gonna carry anything other than a gallon of milk or a case of beer, I knew a guy, he actually lived on this street. Very nice guy, and he was a friend of mine, and he was also an off the books employee. We paid him cash under the table, and he was a driver for us, and we could get a lot of stuff in that pickup truck. He had that engineering Tetris mindset. He could just take a huge amount of stuff and just squish it down to nothing in that pickup. It was really remarkable. He really had a gift, and he was a very kind man too. He would bring me home from work sometimes, and I'd be really tired, and I'd say, let's just run by Little Caesars on the way home, and I would just get a pepperoni, grab and go pizza. And he noticed that, and the day after Ron died, I called him and I told him what happened, and he's like, are you going to be home all day? I said, yes. And he said, okay, I'm coming over. And he showed up about 30 minutes later, and he had a pizza. And I said, thank you. I said, what's this? He said, well, it's your favorite pizza, the one you always get, but I knew you weren't eating, and you need to eat, Heather, and basically it's going to be okay. And then he gave me a hug and he left, and that to me is really showing God's love. There are some girls in my department, young ladies, early 20s, and they have this kind of a little mean girl clique, and I will see them in the break room pointing, well, they're looking at me and they're talking, behind their hands, and it's very obvious they're talking, hello, hi, talking about me. But I don't take that kind of thing seriously. I mean, we're here to make money. I don't care about all that crap. So, I'm here to pay my bills, feed my cat, put a roof over my head. Oh, there's the dog. I need to get him some kind of treat. Something I can just fling over the fence. Oh, there's another dog. They smell the cats on me, I'm convinced. So, and it's well known I have problems with headaches. Although they have been better with my supplement program. I take Butterbur tablets, feverfew tablets, and magnesium, 400 milligrams, which I split two in the morning, 2 in the evening, a day, and the headaches are a lot better. I'm also aggressively treating my allergies, so the headaches have been better. And one of the girls came up to me and she said, "Heather, I have a bad headache tonight." And I said, "Oh, do you need something?" And she said, "Well, do you have a headache pill?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And I had a small bottle that we sell for like 20 tablets for like $1. And so I gave her the bottle. I said, "Just keep it, you know. I have more." So she said, "Thank you," and she left. But later on in the break room, she kept looking at me. And, well, am I a Christian or not, you know? And it's my job to love everybody God sends my way. And as far as I'm concerned, that just made her a recipient, which puts her on the prayer list. Which she should have been on the prayer list anyway. If you know your New Testament, you know why. But I'm glad I did that, and I felt like I was representing correctly, and and I'm so tired, and I was just having a hard time tonight, and a little bit of depression and just fatigue and stuff, and I just said, "God, just make something good out of today." That's all I'm asking. You can do that. I can't. I'm just barely making it here. Just and he has, so that's good. I am about 2 blocks from my house. I made a video last night, but it was so dark by my mailbox when I was getting out the Bibles, and when I got one of the Bibles out, I bumped the phone and turned it off apparently, so I didn't bother trying to save that. But I'm ready to get home, and tomorrow I don't start until 2. But what they've been doing, I always arrive early because I am a very punctual person generally. Sometimes I just get delayed leaving the house, and I realize God has some kind of appointment for me that I need to leave later to make this appointment. So once or twice I've been actually late since this, but I'm not too worried about this guy. But he's probably more worried about me. What is that doing in my neighborhood? Because they're not crazy about that. They don't understand. So I was happy God could do something with it, and I made enough money to pay my bills, so that's good. When Jesus is ready to rapture me, I will happily accept. Last night I got a Bible for myself and 68 other Bibles. Most of them are full size. Mainly when I do a handout, they want Old King James, they want any kind of Spanish, and they want some small New Testaments, and that's pretty much what I'm aiming for. So we'll see, and I will likely ride with the motorcycle bus driver and I'll give him his New Testament. I think he'll get a kick out of that. He was very interested to hear that such a thing existed. But there are a lot of nice outreach Bibles. One day I was completely out of Bibles except for a crisis pregnancy, hope for the future, New Testament with Psalms, and a homeless man asked if I had a Bible. So I said, all I've got is this. It might be a little weird, but and he took it. And so maybe he needed to hear a message that was in there. I don't need to check the mail because it's Sunday. Okay, I told you I was tired. Okay, so I'm gonna put the keys in the right hand. And generally, if I'm gonna see the black cat happy, I will see him by now. And I don't see him, so he's probably at his home. I had a thing this morning where this guy, I didn't get a good look at him, was offering me a ride to work this morning. I thought he was a serial killer, and I said no. And I'm a little worried I wasn't nice about it. And later on, I got to work, and my friend's like, Heather, why'd you say no to the ride to work? I'm like, oh. So I'm embarrassed about that. So, but I did do a fair amount of outreach on the way. So I think it was like 8 things. So maybe that's why God let that happen that way. So, alrighty, I'm almost home. And I'm tired. No. For me, my mission as I see it right now is to get in the house as quietly as possible because it's late and I don't want to be the butthead who goes around waking up the neighbors. You know, I don't want people to know when I get home. So, wow, that's good on a lot of levels, but except for the friends I text, you know, they like to know what's going on. But alrighty. Yeah, it's been a long day. Oh, so anyways, I didn't arrive early at work, and management's figured out where to find me and asked me to start early. So I have been, which is good. And my pay raise took effect yesterday. So I am making 30 cents more an hour. Oh, my husband is doing it. Smells delicious. That is nice to come home to. The water bowl is okay. There is a leaf in it, oak leaf. You know, the oak leaves are dropping, but I'm not worried about that. Anyways, that's it.